All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Christian, and I would like to welcome everybody who has joined us or who has joined me today for this recorded live session of our approximately 1 hour webinar. I hope your families you're doing good despite all the corona troubles we are having, not only here in Germany, but in England, Australia, and probably wherever you are. So again, I would like to welcome you to this session here today. So first, let's get rid of this banner on the very top. And hello, Craig. So you are joining us from London. Good to see you. All right, so welcome to our Adobe room. Adobe, which is a popular software, which you can see all the PDF files. It's also doing live trading rooms. And so here on the left hand side you see a little chat window, and you can type in, maybe you can want to say good night or hello or good morning from wherever you are. I know that there are some from Adelaide, Perth, but also London and Durban in South Africa. So it's a very international thing here, which is, to be honest, a little bit new, as the Traders Club main market is obviously German one speakings. So Germany, Switzerland, Austria, hence my accent. Please forgive me if my pronunciation is a little bit odd, but it's a German accent. So what can I do about it? Thanks everybody for joining in, and it shows us that there's a lot of interest going on in the current market volatility and in trading in general. So thanks as well to our partners markets.com. Thanks to Joe to make this whole 3-part webinar series possible. Yeah, we would like to introduce the Traders Club to you guys, and just very briefly, I don't want to go over this in length, but we as a Traders Club in Germany, we have been established since 2009. And our aim is to support traders. So we have developed specific trading strategies for the intraday market, but also we do have one end-of-day trading strategy. And everything is applied to the Forex and the CFD markets. Especially our main markets is the DAX, the Dow Jones, the British FTSE, FTSE, and we concentrate when we apply our strategies also on the euro dollar, on the cable. We do have the Kiwi dollar, the Aussie dollar, of course, Japanese yen. So it's all the major markets. We don't trade stocks, to be honest, not yet. We're currently working on a couple of trading strategies, but so far it's more or less intraday trading with Forex and CFDs. All right, so and today, Michael Knight, hello. Hello, Abdullah. Good to see you. And well, so we do have some neighbors over here joining us from Holland. That's perfect. So you should hear me very well. Maybe we can, or maybe you can just type into the chat if you can hear me, or if you just see my lips moving. But oh. Hello, Joe. Good to see you. Oh, and from Saudi Arabia. Hello, Richard. Okay. So I think there's a little issue. I can hear you. I can see you. You can hear me. Perfect. All right. If you cannot hear me, and from Eastbourne. Hi, Michael. So if you cannot hear me, maybe you need to close the live trading room, the Adobe live trading room, and just to relaunch it. So that should help. On the other side, on the very top of it, you see a loudspeaker symbol, and you can select on or where you would like, or which speaker you would like to use. Maybe that's going to be of any help. Yeah, so relogging or relaunching the Adobe room, or maybe doing a little bit with a loudspeaker, just selecting a different one. So I can hear you. That's good. Guten Tag, Garrett. All right, I do have to say, we do have a couple of Dutch club members already, but they are German speaking, so Garrett, but good to see you. All right, so let's start. Again, we do have a couple of different trading strategies I would like to show you over the next 3 different sessions. So today, next Wednesday, and August the 19th, which is also Wednesday, you can join me in our webinar, and I'm going to talk about how we can apply our signature trading strategies here on the specific markets. Right. Please, or I need to apologize because I have a little PowerPoint presentation I would like to go over. It's just a couple of slides, so please bear with me. It's just a very short one, and then we can come back to the MetaTrader right away, which I know that whenever I watch a webinar, I want to see some action. I don't want to see boring PowerPoint presentations and all the ifs and buts and all these theoretical, yeah, I could have entered the market here and I would have made $1 million in this market move, and that's all nice to hear, right? Isn't it? But to be honest, there are very, very few live trading rooms around the world, probably. At least I know that we are the only one in Germany who's trading live with a real money account, and we are doing it since 2009. And I can tell you from my experience, it's tricky stuff. It's very hard to achieve, and that's the reason why everybody on YouTube, or when they are writing the newsletters, so everything sounds so easy about trading, because they are doing it. They are not doing it live. It's all looking at the previous market movements and then just saying, all right, yeah, I could have done that. Of course you could, but have you? Probably not. So here at Traders Club 24, since 2009, again, we are running different live trading rooms, and we are trading every day the markets. Sometimes with more success, sometimes it's a bit tricky. And I can tell you again from my experience that trading alone is hard, is tricky. I don't want to scare you off, you probably know that already, but trading is not that easy as it's promised most of the times in any YouTube videos. But if you're trading in front of an audience, it's even harder. So whenever my colleague Carlos or myself, when we are trading here in our live trading room, I can tell you that it can get a little bit tricky, but if you stick to the strategies, if you stick to your trading plan, you shouldn't have any issues with your blood pressure. You should focus and then just execute the trading signals. And all the trading strategies I'm going to talk about, they have a clear rule of set. It's not like, yeah, you could have gone long here, and you can argue, all right, maybe I'm going to go long. I'll ask Michael from Eastburn. He says, oh, I'm going to go short, and we'll ask Abdullah, and he says, all right, now I'm going to stay flat, and so on and so on. So what we don't like here in the Traders Club when we use our trading strategies in the market, yes, it is, Richard, is suitable for the Dow as well. I love the Dow in the afternoon trading. It's brilliant. So I can tell you that whenever we trade with our strategies, it is a signal or it is not a signal, but there's no arguing about. So I always consider our trading strategies some sort of a shortcut for everybody who has been or who has some experience in trading, but he hasn't been or she hasn't been successful in the past. And you know, all the funny books around trading, all the trading magazines, and they talk about money management, they talk about psychological strengths and so on. And they all say, all right, you need to find your strategy. Yeah, once you find your strategy, you need to apply these money management rules. All right, that's great, but how do I find the strategy? And the title of this webinar, or when we sent out the email, we said, all right, it's great to know what the MACD is, great to know what the RSI is, or the Bollinger Bands, or whatever. but it's not a clear set of rules. And when we serve, so we do have over 1,000 club members in our traders club, and whenever we speak to them, and whenever we use a team viewer to coach them, we can see that a lot is going on the MetaTrader, many indicators, and most of the indicator is just too much. I can tell you, because there are just a couple of different groups. It's trend following groups, or it's stochastic groups, and it doesn't, most of the time, it doesn't make a lot of sense to apply like 10 or 20 indicators in the chart, and you don't see the actual market price anymore. So you need to reduce everything, calm down, and yeah, that's when we come up with our trading strategies. And we believe that our trading strategies, or when you trade, you should enjoy trading, right? There's so much going on nowadays, so much market movement, positive and negative. But for myself, I don't mind if the markets are rising. I don't mind if the markets are falling, bullish, bearish, whatever you name it, as long as we have the volatility. And the volatility this year, because of Corona, but it's the perfect time to be an intraday trader, I think. Again, I'm very sorry for everybody who has been injured with Corona or family members, but we have a lot of volatility going on. Or think about Mr. Trump whenever he's going to Twitter something, especially when he's getting into a fight with China. You can think about him what you like, but he's great for the market volatility. You have to give him that, right? So the first trading strategy I'm going to talk about is our SwissBox trading strategy. So the name SwissBox is because the Traders Club was originally founded in Switzerland. So just a short presentation, bear with me, please. So yeah, we were established in Switzerland. That's myself, 76, and I've been in this trading market. I've been working with brokers around the world for many, many years. So I know what it's like to be a trader on one side, but I also know to look on a perspective as a broker. And whenever you, let's put this away. So whenever you go on a broker website, it says, all right, maybe 76% of all traders are not successful. When you check other websites, it says 79%, 82%, right? You've seen that, hopefully you do, on the very bottom of each page. It's mandatory from the regulatory that you have just a small notifier nowadays on the bottom website. And have you ever asked yourself, all right, why should I be the one who does not belong to the 80%? What am I different? Have I watched more webinars than others? Have I got better physical strength than others, or psychological, or have I got a better trading strategy? Whatever. And so when we serve our club members here in the Traders Club, we try to give them specific trading strategies, like shortcuts to trade with, to differentiate between the 80% who are not successful and the 20% who are successful. Right. And one thing is our SwissBox strategy. SwissBox is an open range breakout trading strategy. And you probably heard of that one before. So the turtle traders, like Curtis Faith, it's actually a very entertaining book to read. So the turtle trader, they were open range breakout traders themselves. So our strategy works, of course, a little bit different, but they are among the most popular and simplest day trading strategies to execute. And they work very profitably in trend phases or in volatile markets. And volatile markets, that's exactly what we are having right now. So our aim is to try to set a trap in the market. So we want to have the price going into a trap. And it doesn't matter if it's a DAX, if it's a FTSE, if it's a Dow or the euro dollar or whatever market. So we try to find a situation in the market when there's a little sideways trading, when maybe there's a news announcement coming in 15 minutes or half an hour, or when there's a nice head and shoulder formation or flag formation. All right, so there are different situations in the market every day where you can apply the SwissBox trading strategy. And the idea is that once we found such a situation, we are going to place a stop order above the current market price and a sell stop order below the current market price. So that's maybe not something new, but bear with me here. So let's look at the next slides. Okay. So 3 different situations: time-based, chart-based, and signal-based. So right now, this is chart-based. So double top, double bottom. So we have a triangle, shoulder, head and shoulder formation, or a flag formation. Whenever you see these market movements in the chart, and again, it doesn't matter which chart it is, you can apply your SwissBox trading tool into the chart and just let yourself get stopped into that trade. And I'm going to show that to you on the MetaTrader right now, what the SwissBox tool looks like, because it is an add-on for the MetaTrader. It is a little tool you have to install, and then you see it in your MetaTrader chart. Okay, another thing is time-based out strategies. So here in Germany, here in Hamburg, every day the German stock market opens at 9 a.m. sharp on the 2nd. So from 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning, you can trade the DAX, but it's all based on the future market. But then at 9 a.m. sharp, you have the cash market opening in Frankfurt, and then you can trade shares. So whenever these 2 market openings collide, you have a market impulse, a very strong market impulse, I have to say. You can see that in the MetaTrader or in any other trading platform. But at 9 a.m., there's something going on. I don't know if the market impulse is going to go upside or if it's going to go downside. I wish I would know, but I don't. And I don't know anybody who know that. But remember, if you place a buy stop order on the top and a sell stop order below the market price, maybe 30 seconds before the market opening, you can try to capture the first market impulse. So the German market opening, that's what we are trading for 4.5 years every day. And I think it's next week that we do our 800th consecutive successful market opening trade with the DAX, with our SwissBox strategy. Every day, in and out, we do our market opening trade. And at 3:30 German time, you know that the US markets are opening. So you can prepare yourself. You know that by looking on different economic calendars, on, I don't know, Forex Factory, Investing, FX Street, on at our own website, you know when important news are coming out. It's NFP, for instance. You have Michigan consumer index, you name it, and all these other things. Or in England, mostly you guys, you have at 10:30 German time, there's coming out all these price indices and that thing. So you can prepare. You know when the volatility is coming into the market, don't you? You know exactly the time, so you can prepare yourself. So this is a time-based breakout strategy as well. And I mentioned that already. So we are going to trade the majors and we are going to trade the big indices, the DAX, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the FTSE. You can trade the S&P as well here. All right, let's do an example here. So the market is moving in a specific range, and we are going to speak yet about the size of the range, because if the size is too large, we are not going to trade it. We'll have to find for a specific range. For the DAX, it's usually 10 to 15 points, right? So just as a reminder. So once the price breaks out, and then our sell order will be executed. And right away, our SwissBox tool will put automatically a take profit into the chart. So this is just one very simple example. Another one would be a positive market opening between 8 and 9 a.m. and then the market opening. We get stopped into the trade at exactly this impulse, this market impulse, and then we get out of the trade around here, and that's pretty much it. And then we can look for another trading option. So with the SwissBox strategy, you can make approximately, I would say, 20 to 40 trades per day. So that's pretty normal. 20 to 40, not just in one single market, but in all different markets as well. Trading hours and overlaps, that's again something which should not be new to you. So the basic requirement is the volatility. So we are monitoring the markets very closely, not only the major markets, the major currency markets, but also the indices. So, and based on the volatility, there will be some adjustments made. So I was saying that right now, when we are trading the DAX, we are looking at a price range approximately of 15 points. If you are trading the Dow, you need to look at the price range of 35 points. Also, which is very great to trade, is a British pound Japanese yen. I think it's a currency pair with the highest market volatility over all major currency pairs. So that sounds a bit exotic maybe, but it's a great pair to trade. So we are monitoring the markets and we are measuring the volatility, and hence we can determine the size of the box. So just a couple of slides. Important key points which you should keep in mind if you would like to try and test our SwissBox tool maybe later on for 30 days for free. So we should always start with a small risk. Your computer needs to be turned on for the entire time during which you trade. So similar to an expert advisor, of course, the MetaTrader platform and your computer, they need to be switched on in order to execute the trades. Based on the location, if you're in Australia, if you're in England, and so on and so forth, you need to keep in mind that the time of the MetaTrader is based on the server time where your broker is. Just a little fun fact. And observe the maximum range. I was just saying that when the markets are too volatile, we can only trade specific markets which are suited for this one. So let's break it down, and I'm going to go back to the MetaTrader where it gets a little bit more interesting here. Right. So guys, if you have any questions, use the chat button here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to answer all your questions right away. Additionally, this whole webinar will be recorded, put on our website, and we are going to send out you an email later with the recording, of course. Okay, so there's one question here from Olga. 9 a.m., what time GMT? So when it's 9 a.m. in Germany, so we are GMT +2. +2. So it should be 7 a.m. GMT. Right? Okay. So, okay. So still, Adam, sorry to hear that. Let me just bear with me. Okay, I'm just trying to help him here. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so the SwissBox tool, let's take a look. So here's a very simple chart, and mention that we are using the MetaTrader platform. So MetaTrader is free of charge with every broker, and yeah, I think it's the most popular trading platform in the world. I think it's not, yeah, it's the most popular one. So usually when you're trading with a MetaTrader, you have an order window which looks very similar, or which looks exactly like this one. So you can choose the market, you can enter your volume, and then you can say, all right, I want to go short by clicking on the red button, or I want to go long by clicking on the blue button, right? Long and short, and that's all it can do. You can, of course, determine whether you want to enter with a market order or with a pending order. And you can break down the pending order with a buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, and sell stop. So that's all right. It's not great, but it's all right. It serves the purpose of placing a new order. But we here, Traders Club 24, we have developed our own trading strategies, our own templates, our own tools. So we have a small team of programmers located here, and whenever we have an idea of a specific trading ideas, we talk to the guys, we say, all right, can you please do that? Can you please do that? Most of the times they say, no, by the way, it's just too ridiculous of an idea, but sometimes they actually work, and they do the strategy we ask them to. All right, so on the right-hand side, there's a SwissBox tool, and you can add the SwissBox tool by just double-clicking here on the navigator, or whenever you're in the navigator window, you just double-click here, and you can open the SwissBox. Right, so you have a couple of different settings. That's okay, and just let me change the language from German to English. And once we have applied that, you see the tool here on the right-hand side. So the first thing, whenever we observe a signal, and again, keep in mind, it could be time-based, it could be chart-based, or it could be signal-based. That's three things which are very, very important here. Don't just place your pending box around any random market formation. Don't do that, because then the likelihood, and then it's just basic 50-50 trading strategy. And that's something we don't want to do. We don't want to have a 50-50 strategy where you can just flip a coin and say, all right, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we want to adjust our chance risk ratio to our favor, right? That's the whole idea of trading, with all trading ideas, or with all trading strategies. So you need to have a positive outcome out of this. Right. So we are placing, or we are clicking on this button. You see box line on and off, right? And then you have a box. So the distance between the buy stop line on the top and the sell stop line on the, or which is the red line, is by default 15 points. 15 points, or when we are looking here, it's the euro yen, it's 15 pips, right? So based on the market, you can shrink it, you can enlarge the difference between these pending order lines, right? Okay, so for instance, when the market is trading around a big number, so 125, for instance, or when the DAX is trading at, well, let's switch to the DAX, right? So right now, the DAX is trading at, oh, sorry, that's the Dow. See, the DAX is not yet trading at the 27,000 point mark. That would be something. So the DAX is trading approximately a little bit less than the half, 12,700 points. So one strategy where we apply the box is around the big number. So it's a big number trade. So why is it a big number trade? Because it's a roundish number, and we have observed, yeah, and we have observed that whenever the market is coming close to this specific number, it either bounces back, or it just breaks through, like earlier today. So the market was trading close to the big number, and then it was breaking through. And then we were doing a second trade earlier today in the live trading room, again with a big number, and then the market was coming down very sharply. So in essence, the market does not stay very long at these big numbers. So a little bit different here, but again, we are looking for a calm market, for a market which is running a little bit sideways sometimes, and then there's a breakout. So the idea of this SwissBox trading strategy is that we can go long and short at the same time. So I'm going to do a little example here, and I'm just switching on the 1 minute time frame, and let's just do this trade here. So a little bit of formation over here, and then we can, I have my settings over here, and then I'm going to click on entry on. So instantly down in the trading terminal, you have placed these pending orders. The green one, it's my buy order. The red one is a sell order, right? So and that's it. I'm not going to do anything more to that specific trade. Here are my hands. So all I'm doing now is just to wait for the market to break out, to leave that specific zone either to the top or to the bottom, right? So I'm probably sure there are a couple of you guys in the webinar who say, all right, what's the strategy actually behind this? The secret or the interesting thing behind this sort of strategy is that first, it's automated. So if the price is going to break down and heading towards a big number, it will place automatically a take profit line, which is around, or which is actually with this setting, so there's a difference of approximately 8 points to it. So that's where my take profit is. And once you've entered the market, you will see the blue line in the chart right away. So what happens if the market breaks out? So we are short in the first trade, but then it turns right away, right? So the first market movement is not going to trigger our take profit. And that's something which lacks most open range breakout strategies. So you would go and close the first one, and then you would go ahead and open the second one, right? And if the market is moving very fast, then I think you're struggling with manually placing all the trades. So that's the reason why the secret behind the SwissBox strategy is that we can go long and short simultaneously, right? We can open up a short order, and if the market turns around by 180 degrees, and if it comes here to this price level, it will open up a second order, a long order with a different position size. And then the take profit jump from this area down here to this area around here. And it's a fixed take profit. It's not like the stop loss, the take profit will go further away from the point of market. So right now, this trade is placed, but the DAX is not doing anything here. Currently 1133 in Germany, so it's a little bit stuck here. Let's double check with a different market where we can hopefully see some action going on. Because I definitely want to show you something. Right, so I mean the box size for this trade is a little bit too small, but either way, I'm going to place my box lines. So if the market breaks out to the top, we are long in the market. If the market turns before reaching our take profit, then we are going to open up a second position down here. That's done automatically by the SwissBox, and we will see the take profit line, a blue line around this market price level. And once the market hits or crosses the blue line, we are out of the trade. and that's pretty much it. So it's a semi-automatic trading strategy. And we are not looking at just one single trade by trade, but the idea is that we enter the market with very little risk every time, but we are running multiple trades. So especially in the morning in our live trading room. So we go over all the different signals here in our trade radar Vola box, for instance. And I mentioned it's time-based, it's chart-based, or it's signal-based. So if you are not familiar with a head and shoulder formation, if you are not familiar with, I mean, you should be, but if you don't fancy looking at economic calendars, if you do not like the market opening, for instance, that's okay. I mean, I think you should, but that's okay with me. Because we are also providing you trading signals. And the trading signals, for instance, could be the Vola box, or it could be the blue box. So just bear with me. Okay, so the DAX now has executed our first trade, right? So it crossed the green line and our buy pending order has been triggered. And that's the blue line I'm talking about. That's the take profit line. So once the price reaches this line, it will automatically close this order. So I'm hoping it will, but I'm not sure, right? Who can be? So if the market goes down, then the blue line will go down here, and we are going to open up a second order. And please do keep in mind that every order is different from a size. So it's not like, so otherwise the strategy wouldn't work that perfectly as it's doing for the last couple of years. So every order has a different position size, and then again, we are trying to capture the market in a specific situation. For instance, if it's trading here in a sideways, because that means that it needs to leave that range sooner or later, right? Okay, so you can also adjust the take profit. So here on the right hand side, here's a button. It says custom. So whenever you feel like, all right, so there has been a break of support and resistance on a larger time frame. I mean, it's nice to get out of a trade real early and to take in a couple of bucks, but sometimes it does make sense to let the trade run like a trend, like you do with a trend following strategy. So you can click here on custom, and then you can adjust these take profit lines a little bit better. All right, so I don't mind if this trade is going down and if it's going to open up a second order. We could do a third order, we could do a fourth, we could do a fifth, a sixth, and seventh, and so on, right? So we have to keep in mind that every order has a maximum try time, you can name it, and with most trades, it's approximately 11 to 14. So you can do with every trade 11 to 14 trades based on your account size, based on the leverage of your account, and of course of the market. We do have a Excel list where you can enter the details, but just wait here. So this is my take profit line. Come on, DAX. So this is live, by the way, right? It's not recorded in any way. So this is live trading, and that's what we do every day in our live trading room. Okay. So let me quickly jump to the other market. Oh, and that's it. So the trade is out, and maybe not out, but that's the one. So we entered the market here, we got out here, and that's it. So now we look for a new entry signal. I hope you get the idea of trading these small but quick impulses. So with a euro dollar, for instance, the market is still trapped in that range, and now we are looking to get out of this trade as well. All right, coming back to the signals, the volatility trading strategy, just very brief. So we have developed an algorithm or an indicator, and this indicator is showing you and me zones or price areas in the MetaTrader market where we can expect the price to break out from. And that's these green zones or these green areas. So whenever the price gets into a green zone, I know for sure, I don't want to brag here, but it has a hit rate over 100%. I know for sure that the market is going to break out of this green area. And again, this strategy only works if I'm going to go into the market. So euro yen, oh sorry, let's, so right now, unfortunately, we don't have any trading signal. Otherwise, it would blink yellowish here on the left-hand side. But yeah, okay. So now our euro dollar trade has been executed. This is an entry, and now the euro dollar has to run, has to cross the blue line. Isn't that a perfect trading pair, euro dollar, over the last couple of weeks? Incredible. Especially if you, sorry, I'm getting away from the chart here or from our trading strategy. But if you look at the monthly chart, it is, so you have a perfect triangle situation, and yeah, so there was a breakout. The euro dollar actually has a time to stay within that zone until spring 2022. But so we are having an early breakout, and according to the latest analysts, the price of your dollar could go up to 160. So pretty neat to trade the euro dollar. Anyhow, this is a blue line. If the price is falling below the red line, and then we are going to enter a second trade. You will see here automatically a second trade. Yeah, but coming back to the vola box, so whenever you see a vola box in the market, you go ahead into the chart. So euro yen, there we are. We click on this button, on this roundish object, and it places automatically a green order on the very top and a red order on the very bottom. And even though the price is now breaking out of that zone, so it was, again, a great trading signal, but maybe the market is coming back later today. So I could go ahead, I select this specific range, and now I'm going to click on. And you can see here nicely on the right-hand side, it says pending box. So I have selected this area to be touched and then to be broken out from. One more time. So if the market price is going to go back into that zone, then the SwissBox will activate the buy stop order and the sell stop order. As long as the market price is staying above, nothing will happen to the market, or nothing will happen to the trade. But once it comes back, then our pending orders will be activated, and then the market needs to leave that range, which he or she is going to do, or which it is going to do. That's for sure. So, so we just missed the euro dollar trade. Sorry for that. Let's double check with account history, and one more time. So here's that little trade. So again, we are not just looking at one particular trade. We are not doing one trade every week, and that's the one which brings us 100 pips or 100 points. It's pretty hard to catch if you're a trend following trader. for instance, if you're, I mean, you have to be patient. You have to wait for all these trends, for these trends. And if you've missed one, then you need to wait another couple of weeks. So here at Traders Club with our live trading rooms, we try to entertain you. We try to design trading strategies with an extremely high hit rate. The VolaBox, 100% hit rate. Don't take it from me. Just, I mean, we are very open and transparent, and we are giving out our trading strategies for your market MT4 demo accounts, and you can try and test it yourself for 30 days. So that's my promise to you. Don't take my word for it. Just try and use this trading strategies yourself. All right, so let me just have a look here on the left-hand side to see what the chat situation is going on. Okay, Sinita, don't worry. Don't worry, everything is recorded. Send it to you later. Richard, we do need a MetaTrader. Exactly, Hitesh. So we do, it is recorded. Try the gold. Try the gold. The gold. What? I'm not trading gold, to be honest. I'm not trading silver either. I'm not going to trade gold because the markets, the DAX, the Dow, the major, they are giving me so many trading opportunities that I don't have to trade gold. Frankly, Richard, I don't have any experience with trading gold. I don't. So I don't know what the exact box size is. And again, if we are trading with a SwissBox, we should concentrate on markets with very little spread. Yeah, sorry about that. So this trading strategy, all the different add-ons, because I'm going to talk about the master template next week, right? And we do have we do also have a end of day trading strategy or 4-hour trading strategy. So that's something I'm going to talk about the next couple of Wednesdays. They all work on the MetaTrader with our partner markets.com. Right. Absolutely, Craig. I just mentioned it, so you can go ahead. You can request your free 30-day trial access, and yeah, and go ahead and try the strategy. Joe, that's a great question. Why use such a small percentage of your account for each trade? So let's go back to the trade here, and so that's a DAX, for instance. I think the DAX it does not have a lot of volatility going on. Similar to the dollar yen here. So it's trading within a very narrow range. Yeah, euro yen maybe. So Joe, you asked why I'm going to select that small of a risk here with every trade. Because I would like, or my aim is to trade multiple trades. So I'm usually having 10 to 20 trades running at the same time. I'm not just looking at one single trade and then just cross the fingers or press your thumbs and then just hope to that this trade is going to reach the take profit. I'm always splitting my risk. I'm saying, all right, I rather enter the market with a very small risk, but then I have it in different markets. And sometimes you have, oh, sorry, let's just close this trade. And sometimes it's a case that, or there's a danger of swinging up, as we used to say it. So let's go on entry here. So if the trade on the upper side, if it breaks out, we saw that it reaches the take profit. So that's great. If it falls down before it reaches a take profit, it will open up a second trade, right? So we are long. So the long position is still in the market, and we are going to open up a second trade. And so that's a great thing, actually, because it's not allowed in the US, for instance. You cannot go long and short at the same time. It's called hedging. But here in Europe, for instance, or in Australia or in South Africa, you actually can do it. You have the ability with your broker to go long and short at the same time. So down here, we will open up a second trade. If the market then turns right away, it will open up a third trade. If it comes down before reaching the take profit, Joe, it will open up a fourth trade, and so on and so forth. So hence the little risk at the beginning, because you never know for sure if the market is going to break out of that range, for instance, this one, sooner or later. So I'd rather have it selected with the smaller sizes to split my risk on separate markets. And yeah, and I would like to have the confidence that a trade could go into the seventh trade, for instance. You could have 7 trades simultaneously running. And then there's a multiplier built into the SwissBox trading, and then it increases your risk from time to time. But it's a very important point. Once that happens, and it actually was happening today in the German live trading room with my colleague Carlos trading the DAX. So he was into the 8th trade. 8. So that's a bit unusual. So he was entering the long market, short, long, short, long, short. It was a very nasty situation in the DAX earlier today. But we do have the statistic that so the likelihood of getting into an 8th trade or 9th trade is so little, and we have built in a button which is called hedge on the right hand side. So currently the hedge is off. So hedge, you can explain that by saying, or it is a pause button. So you have in total like 11 or 14 trades in total. And you're only using the SwissBox tool when you expect some sort of a market impulse. If this impulse is not going to happen, maybe you're trading NFP and nothing happens to your trade and you get into the third one, or I say, all right, where's the volatility coming on? Then we recommend, or we don't recommend, but it's a clear trading rule here at the Traders Club, clear rule that we press the pause button, the hedge button here on the right hand side. So we pause the trade for a moment and then we wait for the volatility to come back into the market, right? Don't let the market fool yourself and go from one trade into the 8th trade within a very short time. That's where the risk is. So you need to press the hedge button from time to time when the volatility is very low. But yeah, coming back to my colleague Carlos, he was getting into the 8th trade. And the great thing about that swinging up is that the position size will increase, and then it gives you the option of pressing the custom button and then to adjust the take profit. So that means, or I can compare it with shaking a bottle of champagne. So you shake it well, and then you have the big splash coming out. So I guess you could say splash. Okay, and similar to our trading. So you try to capture a market before a certain situation, time-based, chart-based, or signal-based. So the market is swinging up in that situation. And then there's a splash, there's an explosion so the market is shooting out to the top or to the bottom. And then if you react fast enough, if you do have the experience of working with a mouse and tool and stuff, you can adjust your take profit. And so he was getting out with 70 euro out of a trade with an initial risk size of just 0.01%. So we actually like it that the market is not triggering our take profit line with the very first trade. or with a second trade. Because then you get out of the trade and you get a couple of pennies. I mean, it's nice and it's based on the account balance. And so here my account balance is 10,000 euro. I mean, it's nice, but as a trader, I'm not saying you want to make your living money out of a trading, but I mean, you want to invite your wife for a fancy dinner from now and then, and so you should get a little bit out of the market. So we are doing it where the market is swinging up to a certain portion, and then to adjust the take profit line, and that's where you make the big money out of it. All right. So that was a short, brief introduction to our SwissBox tool here on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, the price of the euro yen has not yet triggered our take profit, but I don't mind. So I'm going to lunch break later, and I just let the MetaTrader run. And when I come back, something has happened, either to the top side or to the bottom side. And let's double check with our VolaBox trade radar here on the left-hand side. So unfortunately, I've selected markets today which are not giving any trading signals over here. Otherwise, I said that it would turn blink on the left-hand side. You can also enable an acoustic signal. Maybe we can, I don't know, let's add a different market here. So all the different templates we've come up with over the last 10, 11 years. But again, the market is not trading within a green range. Let me adjust. Similar here. What is the FTSE doing? Not really, not really. So I think the next time, I hope that the next time when we are looking at the markets, we do have a slightly different trading signals. Oh, so that was close. See, the market was entering the green box and was just getting out. So in and out. So the green zone sometimes serves as an area of resistance, sometimes as an area of support. All I can tell you guys that the price is not going to stay in that zone. It leaves that zone. I cannot tell you if it's going to go up or down. I wish I could, but I can't. But just alone the information that the price will not stay in that zone is enough for me to use our SwissBox tool again here from the left-hand side, and to put it into the chart, English, and then. But Joe, sorry. So I'm trading with 0.01, but you can adjust your size. You can adjust the target, right? So it's not a fixed setting. And from my trading experience, Joe, I can tell you that sometimes you do the trades with very little risk if the market situation is unclear. But for instance, if you're trading just before the NFP news announcement comes out, so non-farm payroll, if you guys have been following these announcements, then you know that it is always a big, massive market mover. So whenever it is a very clear signal, that's what I'm trying to say. Whenever it's very clear, you can, of course, increase the size of your position, right? Because when I'm entering, or when I'm using these settings, I click on the button, it tells me I have 12 trades here in total available. So that's nice, but I don't need 12 trades. I don't need 12 trades, for instance, if it's a great trading signal, and maybe it's a fake out, yes. But at least I'm giving that trade a very high chance of reaching my take profit after a couple of seconds, or after the third try, for instance, right? So it's not all about 0.01. So don't get that wrong, please. Okay, no problem. That was a great question, actually. Oh, and here's another one. All right, so 12, so it's noon, but just let us answer the question here from Joe. So where's your stop loss? All right, so every trading strategy will tell you where to place your stop loss. And don't use any trading strategy which has not a stop loss. With this SwissBox tool, we have a, yeah, you can say it, we have an emergency stop loss. So we are covered by an opposite market order every time. So if the price breaks out to the top, the SwissBox tool will automatic, or let's go down here in the euro dollar, sorry, euro yen. So we are long in the first trade. This tool has automatically placed a sell stop order on the red line. So that is your actual stop loss. So we are trying to place two pending order lines around a certain market situation. We try to trap the market and then to let the trade run afterwards. But of course, we do have an emergency stop loss. If something crazy happens, then the stop loss is a red dotted line around here and around here. So two stop loss, one for the buy order, one for the sell order. Right? But we've never used them so far over the last couple of years because actually you will always open up with an opposite order. Okay, great. So it's noon in Germany. Thanks very much for watching the first part of the three-part webinar series. As promised, and what is the euro yen doing here? Maybe it's reaching our take profit. That would be a nice ending, wouldn't it? So keep in mind that we need to earn the spread as well. So it is not sufficient for the candle to reach the blue line. It actually needs to cross the blue line. All right. So if you're interested in trading tools, if you're interested in the SwissBox, please drop me an email to info@tradersclub24.com, or you can go ahead on our website, tradersclub24. Sorry, the email address is a DE domain. It's info@tradersclub24.de, or the website is tradersclub24.com. And then you will find a button on our website where it says, so here it is, free strategy trial. So go ahead and get your tools free for 30 days. As I was saying already, we have full confidence in our trading strategies, and I don't want to hide anything from you. Go ahead, try these things for free. Get back to me, tell me what your experience was. We do have a team of 5 trading coaches here located in Hamburg. 5 guys who are every day talking to the clients, who are helping the clients with installing the MetaTrader, always talking about how to apply the trading tools and use them. It's your personal trading coaches. Yeah, right? It's not your fitness coach, but it's your trading coach. Use them, go ahead, let us know when you're up for a chat, Skype or phone, it doesn't matter. And then we can help you install these tools on your personal computer and then go ahead and try trading with our tools. Thanks very much for joining, for listening in. I hope it was a little extra knowledge for you today, and it's not a boring MACD trading strategy or any other boring webinar. So I was trying to get it as entertaining as possible. Again, this was a recorded session, and we are going to send you an email with a recording shortly afterwards, and hopefully I can see you next Wednesday again here in this particular Adobe online room. Have a great day, enjoy trading, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you, guys. And come on, Yurian. I want to go to lunch break. All right. Thanks, guys, and see you next week. Bye-bye.